Tiptoe. Let me put this into perspective for you. As you can obviously see, I'm a white, middle-aged Caucasian male. White, Caucasian, same. Um, I have a postgraduate degree. I've got a good job. Um, so things are good for me. I'm a Republican. I'll be the first one to admit that. Not necessarily a supporter of George Bush, but I will say that my views run on the Republican side. So that just establishes the fact that I'm not necessarily what you would consider liberal by any stretch of the imagination. But you're way off base here, way off base. The equal opportunity things that are in place today are not there because there's some kind of reverse racism going on. A number of these things were established many years ago, in some cases, to try to bring some equality to people. It didn't necessarily have to be black people. It could be other minority folks too, um, to bring some equality into everybody's way of life. Um, when's the last time you were pulled over for being a white chick sitting in a car? I mean, it still to this day happens to black people, sadly enough. Um, maybe more to Arab people these days. You know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff going on in the Middle East, so if you happen to be really Arab looking or of that persuasion, geez, you catch a lot of shit. I mean, I've seen people giving people hard times that were Indian. Indian is not Arab, and so there's a little bit of stuff going on here that we as individuals sometimes don't understand as being sitting on this side of the fence. I think the efforts that have been made by some minority groups to try to equal things will eventually run into a one central thing. There's been a lot of things in entertainment and otherwise in education, etc., that are seeking to level themselves over periods of years, but you can't come out and say, well, there's a black entertainment television, so why isn't there a white entertainment television? Well, there is. The rest of the channels are all white entertainment television. Come on. They're controlled by essentially white people in most cases, and people have their own inborn prejudices that maybe they don't even become clear. I don't think you're a racist, Tiptoe, but I think you're way off base, because this sometimes is the first step toward saying, this is the way to equal things out. That's not the way to equal things out. You don't take away the small steps forward that minorities have taken to try to equal things out. You don't take those away. That's not the answer to making things equal for everybody. What you do is you try to integrate those things and build those things into something where there's no difference anymore. But to take away the things that people have earned to try to make things equal is a mistake, and that's my view. I don't think you're racist, but I think on this you're way off base. Thanks. My opinion.